freestyle. We don't need liquor. Good evening, everyone. I'm Alistair. I'm joined here with Richard, Peter, and Jonathan. Now, you might know Henry and Ingrid for their work at Blesma, maybe at the hospice, or maybe they cater to family members for mitzvah. Well, we'd like to take this opportunity to say how we know them, both individually and collectively. Now, firstly, to us, they certainly are Henry and Ingrid. They are Oprah and Oma, granddad and grandmother. So to begin, for me, it's going to be about music. As I'm sure you all know, Oprah and Oma have an innate passion for music. And from a young age, we were really introduced to this. We were taken to concerts, the opera, you name it, they took us there. And age 3, I picked up my first instrument, the violin. And, sorry, Mum and Dad. They certainly didn't get, I think, any Mozart being played to their ears. As the years went on, I found a new instrument. Age 13, I played the piano. It all changed. The pieces I'd been taken to as a child, Debussy, Chopin, Beethoven, and concerts, became my inspiration, my goal, kind of my motivation to develop. And over the coming years, Oprah and Oma made a hugely generous offer and invested in a piano for me to develop and grow. And to this day, music has played such a key part of my life that if Richard comes around to my flat and he hears no music, he's like, Ali, something's wrong, there's no music playing. So it really sings how, for me, it's an everyday thing. But for me, the story doesn't end there and how this is going to be passed down to me. I'd like to take you back to 1937, Nuremberg, Germany. As you know, these were troubled times in Germany, and this is where Oprah grew up. Nonetheless, to host the 400th anniversary of Hans Sachs, the famous poet's death, they were to host Wagner's Die Meistersinger. Now, Oprah, as a music lover, he had to go. He had no choice. It was in his mind. He must go. But let me remind you, this was against anti-Semitic law. He couldn't go. And to his parents' disbelief, being warned that he'd be beaten, thrown in jail, he got a ticket, kept his head down, and stayed for the full 5-hour performance. Now, for me, I'm without doubt that it is this pure passion, determination, and combination of exposure for all of us from a young age that has shaped my lifelong love affair of music. And to both of you for that, I'm eternally grateful. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Ali. Just move this down a bit. Hello, everybody. I'm Peter. I'm his brother. I'm going to tell you a little bit about how Oprah and Oprah have influenced in a slightly different way. Oprah and Oprah, throughout your careers as caterers, you've made many functions very, very similar to tonight. You brought food to the tables of those celebrating, and tonight the tables have turned. Here we go with the first picture. Look at that. That's you as the head chef in the Grand Hotel in Charing Cross, Glasgow. You chose this setting, one that's familiar to you. You chose the menu, also again similar. Salmon, cakes, and of course the petit fours that you two handmade for tonight on your tables. For these choices, and I think I can speak on behalf of all, we're absolutely delighted to celebrate with you and to join with you. Speaking of meals, of course, I hope you'll enjoy yours. I'm sure you're aware that food and cooking has been a major part every corner of their 90 years. You recall many childhood memories, Oprah, especially the playground one. Your name, Heinz, was transformed into the nickname 57 after the number of varieties that they sold. And moving backwards a bit, it's 1939. You've been evacuated from Glasgow, aged 16, and here you are in Rossi House in Perthshire. You're baking to the other evacuees. Your sleeves are rolled up, your hat's at a jaunty angle. You look quite the trendsetter. I hope there were no flies. Sorry. No hairs in the soup even. But looking at this picture, we begin to see your dedication and your passion. Ultimately, it formed your career. Looking at this setting, a displaced teenager preparing a meal for his friends and peers whilst they're at church. See, here we can see your keenness to learn and more importantly, the generosity that you've shared with so many people, the generosity that you passed down to the four of us, and we thank you very much for that. So, a little bit of me. Here I am, learning the trade in Dalkeith Avenue, which is where you ran the business from, and of course your home. Looking at the four of us, we're all incredibly passionate about food, and I can speak for all of us when I say when we cook, we don't cook for ourselves, we cook for each other, and of course our friends. All you need to do is look at Richard and Ali's Instagram and Facebooks. It's just constantly covered in this stuff. Wonderful. Homer, 10. Doesn't she look amazing? Now please don't be so modest, because I know you are. But without your work ethic, your poise, and of course your friendliness, I've no doubt the catering business would have done as well as it had. Oprah went to work in the kitchens and restaurants of Lyon, and left you pregnant with my mum Hilary, you the seamstress paying the bills in Glasgow, while Oprah was down in France learning the trade. Later, of course, during the catering years, when Oprah was busy, you would single-handedly do your own functions, and you know, that's quite an impressive thing. My mum only has one memory of you being bedridden, and where was Oprah? He was by her bedside asking for the recipes. So thank you for teaching us over such hard work, but also so caring. So, going back even further, going back to Germany, Oprah, your mother sent you, aged 14, away from the school you were happy at, to go and learn a trade. You went to the kitchens of a famous spa hotel in the Baden-Baden of Black Forest, and here you worked incredibly long days, incredibly long weeks. Can't say to what extent your mother foresaw the impending situation, but she made an incredibly difficult decision for you to leave home. But you came back more mature, having learned skills that stood you in good stead to move through hard times you faced. Finally, one memory of both of yours that's really touched me, simple, powerful by its simplicity, is from your free time that you spent with your friends. When you go cycling and go rambling around the countryside in Glasgow. When it came to lunchtime, you would all put your sandwiches into the middle, and then you would take them by lucky dip, so that everyone shared, everyone was equal. This simple act of generosity and equality is so powerful, and it's not really something I can imagine happening much today, but it's this part of your personalities that's filtered down to your children and to your grandchildren that we're so thankful of. Your amazing journey, filled with success, strength, and love. I can't quite do it justice stood here, but despite your own struggles, on behalf of all the people you've touched over the years, thank you.
So, for the past 70 years, skiing has played a major part in both Oma and Opa's lives. Their first time skiing was actually here in Glasgow, in Lynn Park, in the 1920s, and it's been a life on the slopes ever since. Opa's first time ski bobbing was in the Cairngorms in the 1960s, and he saw a ski bob in the shop, and with no instruction, just picked it up and took it down the slopes. And in 1974, Opa then found out about the London Ski Bob Club, leaving all behind, went on holiday to Austria, and had a good time. It was there, I think, many of the guys there were ex-army, which is what led to his involvement in Blasphemy, which you heard about a few minutes ago. And he continued with that for the next 50 years. Skiing obviously continued to play a huge role in all of our lives, with our parents even having skiing hybrids. And Opa was pretty glad that his son-in-laws were teen skiers, and I'm sure the wedding probably wouldn't have taken place otherwise. For the past 30 years, however, skiing has played a major part in all of our lives, and I think this is probably the first picture of all of us together. This is Jonathan being held by my dad in the corner, who are down the front. But it seems almost fate, as 3 of us were born in ski season. All of us had a first ski holiday before we were 9 months old, and I was 12 weeks old on my first ski holiday. And we all started in backpacks at first, and graduated then to skiing in between our parents' legs, to ski school. There was tears at first at ski school, kicking and screaming, but all we needed were our Go Faster stripes put on our faces. That made us happy. Skiing soon became second nature to us all, and the pistes lost their enjoyment, and we had to find our own adventures on the more difficult slopes. Some of us, mainly Ali, took things a bit far. Some sick air there. Our annual ski holidays became the highlight of our year, and it was one of the rare occasions where all 4 of us could get together. All 4 of us could get together. We may have caused some mischief on the slopes as well. I think it's caused a crash with other people trying to watch. To have this opportunity every year for over 20 years was something really special, and we probably didn't really appreciate it at the time. In between ski holidays, I was fortunate enough to have weekly trips to Hill End with Opus, the dry ski slope behind our house, and occasionally being joined by Peter and Alistair when they're up visiting. As you've heard, après ski was obviously a major part of the ski holiday. It was 1 or 4 drinks before dinner. When we were younger, we'd play on the couch with our face paint again. But as we got older, we graduated to bar staff, with Ali making fresh cocktails with the snow from the balcony, which was quite good. We did have some accidents. When she was in her 20s, Oma broke her broke her ankle. In her 60s, she broke her collarbone. In her 70s, she broke her ankle again. But she kept skiing the day. She never complained. And I recently went on a ski trip with some of my friends, and we talked about when we all started to ski. Most of them started in their late teens, and maybe a handful of ski holidays. And it was only then that I realised how special it'd been, and we'd been quite privileged to have had all these holidays for years. And I just want to say thank you to Oma and our parents for giving us that opportunity. Inheritance to most people means something physical or an item or a material possession, but to us it's much more. We were given a love of the mountains, and it's something that we'll pass on to our children and grandchildren.
Thanks, Richard. Hi, I'm Jonathan. I know many of you haven't recognised me tonight, but here I am, believe it. Now, Oma and Opa play a huge part in bringing our family together. Our holidays to Verbier that you've heard about from Richard, our big family parties at Christmas time. But some of my fondest memories from when we were younger were when Oma and Opa would take us 4 boys to a little cottage in Aviemore in the summer holidays. The trips with me are filled with loads of happy memories, and each day would be packed full of activities. These photos you see behind me, they're all from Aviemore. We'd go walking in the cairn gardens, we'd go to the lochs around Aviemore, where we'd sit on the beach, go kayaking, windsurfing. Opa would take us out on a rowboat. We'd go walking in the woods behind the cottage, picking bilberries and chanterelle mushrooms, 2 of Opa's favourites. We'd visit the reindeers in the cairn gardens. And so the days were, they always had loads of activities planned for us, and we never short of something to do. Living in London and Edinburgh, us 4 cousins didn't often get much time to spend together. So I'd always look forward to these trips. It was one of the few times a year we would all be together with Oma and Opa. And these are some of the fondest memories I have of when we were all together when we were younger. As well as being very family oriented,